The Mirror's Curse. A dimly lit living room is filled with tension. Rachel, a kind but timid woman, nervously picks up shards of a broken vase, while her husband, Mark, sits on the couch, berating her over something trivial. His voice booms, "You're useless, Rachel, always messing things up." Rachel doesn't respond. She's too used to his verbal abuse to fight back, but a single tear rolls down her cheek. As the clock strikes midnight, she looks at her reflection in the mirror and mutters a desperate wish. If only he could feel what it's like to be me. That night, as Mark sleeps, a strange, ethereal light envelops the room. When he wakes up, something feels off. He tries to stretch, but is startled by his hands. Smaller, delicate, panicked, he rushes to the mirror. Mark stares in disbelief. He's in Rachel's body. Mark storms downstairs, only to freeze in shock. Sitting at the breakfast table is someone who looks exactly like him. His own body, now inhabited by someone else. The new Mark smiles slyly. "Good morning, Rachel. Make me a sandwich. And stop being useless." "What's going on?" Mark screams, his voice high-pitched and unfamiliar. "You always wanted control, didn't you?" The new Mark replies, cryptically. "Now, you have it from her perspective." Mark, now Rachel, is thrust into her life. He experiences the subtle and overt ways. She's dismissed and disrespected by others. At the grocery store, he's condescended to. At work, his opinions are ignored. At home, the new Mark is cold and demanding, mirroring his former behavior, calling him crazy or useless. One night, after a particularly humiliating argument, Mark, with one black eye, breaks down. When he was in a man's body, he could physically overpower his wife to win an argument. But in a woman's body, he's too weak to overpower anyone, especially an abusive man like himself. He sits on the bed, staring at Rachel's old diary, now his own. He reads page after page of pain and loneliness, realizing how deeply he had scarred her. Desperate to undo the curse, Mark confronts his doppelganger. "I can't do this anymore. I understand now I was cruel. I was wrong. Please, switch us back." The new Mark smirks. "You're only sorry because it hurts you now." "No, I'm really sorry," Mark pleads, tears streaming down his face. "I swear, if I ever get my life back, I'll treat Rachel with the love and respect she deserves." The doppelganger studies him for a moment, then says, "We'll see." Mark wakes up the next morning in his own body. Rachel is back to herself, but she's distant and wary of him. Mark, however, is a changed man. He starts making small gestures, helping with chores, apologizing for past wrongs, and genuinely listening to her. Over time, Rachel begins to trust him again. They rebuild their relationship, one step at a time. One evening, as they sit together watching the sunset, Mark holds Rachel's hand. "I was blind to your pain before, but now I see. I'll spend the rest of my life making it up to you." Unknown to them, the doppelganger watches from the shadows, smiling. His work is done.